Hello there, friends. Today I'm working on this old John Deere plow. Looks like it was built in the 1930s, mid-30s, I think. It used to have wheels on it, I think. I got it in a deal to clean out somebody's junk for free. So since I've been wanting to find a plow, I've been looking on Marketplace, and prices are reasonable, but if I can get one for free and put a little work into it, all the better, right? So anyway, it looks like what they did was they modified it to try to make it a three-point plow. And their construction led to disaster with a lot of bent pieces and stuff. So what I decided to do was use this piece of 3-inch tubing and U-bolt it and put my pins, my lower link pins, welded into that, and then I'll make a top link attachment. So I've started a little bit, and I got the one of the U-bolts on. Now I'm just going to put the next one on, and then I'll put one in the middle. So if that gets torn off, I can at least replace that without having to worry about re-welding. Here I am making the end caps for the 3-inch tube that holds the lower link pins. I'm going to go ahead and just weld them over the tube and keep it straight for now. I can always maybe change it later if I need to. Now you can kind of see what I've envisioned. So what I got is a Cat 2 pin, and the pin has a head on it for tightening it. So I can tighten that from the outside. And what I do is I got this 1/2-inch square, or 3x3 by 1/2-inch thick, chamfered all around. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and tack that nut on and weld it good. So once it's welded on the tube, if it ever comes loose, I can tighten it with this bolt on this, or this nut on this side. So far so good. I got the nuts welded on the back, and so now I got to weld them on the end of the tube. Then my next step is mounting the tube to the plow and drilling for the U-bolts. All right, so I got them both plates with the lower link pins tacked on the end of the tube. Now what I'm going to do is get in there with a 6011 and try to get a real deep weld, and then I'll go back with a 7018 and cap it off. This is where I'm at so far. I got the end caps welded on. I got 3 1/2-inch U-bolts. For this end, I needed to extend the 1/2-inch plate out, so I made a 2-inch plate, and then I drilled holes for the U-bolt. Then I put it up in the right position. I squared the tube off this plow beam in the back, so it should be straight. So all I have to do now is I have to come up with some way to make a top link. That'll be the next objective, and I'll show you how that looks when we get there. Hello friends, Brian here again from Southeast Missouri. I got back to working on the old 2-bottom plow, and I'm up to the point where I'm going to try to build the top link brackets. So what I did was I bent this at 45 after I put the hole in that's going to bolt on to the side there. And then I measured across the beams, found the center, and went 1 inch each way. And then I transferred that line square up to the link. So what I'm going to do now is put this in the vise and bend it up another 45 so it'll be straight vertical. And then after it's all done, I'll cut it to length and put the 2 holes, one for the top link and one to hold it together with a brace that goes to the back. So that's where I'm at right now, and I was just getting ready to bend that. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up at my layout line. And I'm going to bend it back using the magnetic angle gauge set on 90 right now. I'm going to bring it back to 45. There we go. And all I gotta do is the same things to the other one, and then I'll bolt them on and see where I want to cut off the top, and then drill my holes, and then start putting it together. All right, that should do it. So what I got is 3/8 by 2 for all the top link of the 3-point. I got a series of washers and 1/4 inch flat stock that I cut in a circle to make the spacing for the back brace. Didn't do anything fancy on this. I just kind of laid it out and put a piece on there and welded it on pretty good. Hopefully it holds up. So we're gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to give this thing a test. See if it tears apart. See if it works. So I'm pretty happy with the results. It looks like it's turning it over and tracking pretty good. So I think that's pretty successful. The ground was pretty wet. It's not going real deep, but I really don't know what I'm doing anyway. So it's just an experiment, but it turned out pretty good so far. I think we're going to call this a win. This was a little wet, but this hasn't been plowed in 50 years probably. So this is the first step for the new food plot for this year's deer season. Thinking about planting some clover down in here. But the plow worked pretty good. It did get clogged up, which I think is mostly because it's wet. But I'm happy with it. It didn't break. It performed like I thought it would. So I'm going to call that a win. Really appreciate you watching. Hope you come back for some more.